Now I have in studio Budalangi MP Parliament Ababu Namwamba. Thank you for joining us. And of course, the latest has been that, at least for now, it seems that you've parted ways with ODM. And some say you are headed to Jubilee. But there is a talk of the third force, as Aden Duale asks, where is this third force? Where do you stand?
First of all, it's not in the business of Aden Duale to know where I am headed. Aden Duale and I do not swim in the same political waters. So really, whether he knows or not is neither here nor there. I have made it very clear that I'm charting a different and new political course. I dare say that I'm not alone. We are quite a number of us in this game. And I'm certainly, absolutely not headed to Jubilee. But Martin, before we go into the politics, you see, this country loves politics so much. Please just allow me to be a proud Kenyan tonight and send my congratulations to Team Kenya in Rio.
And we all do, and join you in that,
yes,
of
absolutely,
course, as they make us proud and fly our flag high in the international scene.
Very proud of these young people.
Let's bring it back to the conversation. And speaking about national pride, actually, there is what you've been talking about, Mulembe consciousness.
Yes.
And it has some ethnic connotations. Are you proud of this?
Very proud. Absolutely.
What is the thinking?
I am very Kenyan.
What is Mulembe consciousness?
Mulembe consciousness can be looked at two levels, two very distinct and very clear levels, actually. The first level is about community pride. It's about people taking pride in their community. And by the way, there's absolutely nothing wrong in taking pride in our diversity.
Absolutely. Where's the place for the national pride?
Yes, yes, I'm coming to that. And at the first level is telling the people of Western Kenya that you can take pride in who you are, and that politically speaking, nobody has a right to lord it over you, that you can determine your own destiny, and that the days when everybody looked down upon you and imagine that they can use you as a ladder to wherever, those days are long gone. So the first level is really an awakening, an awakening of the people. The second one is a broader agenda, and it's a message to the whole nation. The word Mulembe in the Luhya dialect means peace. It means coexistence. So it's a message to the nation that as a community, as a people, we are ready, willing, and committed to peaceful coexistence between ourselves and the rest of this country.
Well, when you make that statement, it seems as if there is a threat to your existence as the Luhya community, and there is somewhat acrimony.
No. At the first level, this awakening that sends a message to the people that we need to wake up to the realization that we hold our own destiny in our own hands.
Is this to say that the Luhya people have forgotten then their place?
It's really not. It's not about forgetting. It's about a scenario or an arrangement where we have really not, as a region, reaped full benefits from this Commonwealth. I hold the view, and I hold this view very strong, Martin, that Kenya is a confederation. Is a confederation of ethnicities, is a confederation of regions, and regions and ethnicities or communities or nationalities that are better organized, that have their act together, have reaped more from the confederation. Right. And it's just telling our people, if we get better organized and we relate with the rest of the country in a better regimented manner, then the region, the people will reap more from this confederation. Right. And as far as politics is concerned, it is also telling the people that let your numerical strength, let your demographic power match your political muscle.
All right, and yes. It sounds good as you say it, and
don't ignore the national angle to it, because Mulembe is a terminology that everybody can relate to in this country, and so we are telling people, let us coexist. Politics is not about dividing people.
If another community were to come up with their own slogan, just in terms of showing who has the numbers and who has the strength politically.
provided the
provided
the philosophy is about peaceful coexistence. Look at South Africa.
Well, someone would say, before we go to South Africa,
let me give this example.
Before we go to South Africa, I want to ask you, you're talking about the third force and it being seemingly different from what is on offer right now. That is, let's say, Jubilee or Accord. But someone listening would tell you that this is still the tribal politics that is being used as your ethos.
No, absolutely. First of all, Martin, let us distinguish two things here. Let us distinguish the philosophy, that is the Mulembe consciousness, which, as I've said, is a message propagated at two levels, at the level of the region and the level of bringing the country together, and also sending a message to the country that you can trust us as a community. Whether we are your house girl or your watchman or your doctor or your governor in Nairobi or the president of this country, you can trust us. Oh. If any community comes forth with a message such as that we can trust each other, that we can live in peaceful harmony, that we can coexist, it's perfect for this country.
Okay.
And I was giving the example of South Africa, which is very apt in this situation.
I'll have to take a break on that point. But you've said the third force has many people backing you.
Yes.
And you're launching the party, at least the name you haven't revealed, in a week's time. You'll tell us a bit more about this after this short break. And back to the tribal push and shove in the Western region. And earlier you mentioned the third force. Well, in Western region of Kenya, Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula have offered themselves as the forces and the options to really push the community further in terms of leadership. Are they suffering from illusions of grandeur, that they are the options? And what makes third force stand out or special?
First of all, I do believe that Honorable Wetangula, Honorable Musalia are perfectly within their right to seek the presidency. And I wish them absolutely the best. In fact, I would wish Wetangula all the best, and I hope he clinches the court ticket. Musalia, he already has his own platform in ANC. I wish him well. Let me also clarify that the movement that has been christened or baptized, the third force, is not a Western affair. It's not a Western affair. This is a collection of leaders and Kenyans across the length and breadth of this country. I have just come from a 5-day tour of the coast,
right? And
we have a big following for this movement down at the coast. The Honorable Shehe and many other leaders who have already congregated within the Federal Alliance Party are already part of this movement. We have leaders in Nyanza who are part of this Western, and so this is not a Western thing. And let us not confuse the philosophy of Mulembe consciousness and the third force. Those are two completely different things. The consciousness agenda is merely an awakening message to the community and to the rest of the country about peaceful coexistence and appreciating each other and dealing with each other in a manner that is respectful.
Okay.
And for every community to take pride in who they are.
All right.
Really unity in diversity. The third force is a political movement. It's a political movement that brings together many different flanks from across the country.
To clear the air, some say that you're a project of Deputy President William Ruto. Are you?
I am no project of nobody. Absolutely. Look at Ababu Namwamba, honestly. Do I look at like I could be anybody's project? I am my own man, have always been my own man. I've been part of the ODM party since inception as my own man. Many people imagine that I could not do my politics outside the orbit of Raila Odinga. I'm proving them wrong.
Okay.
Others imagine today that I cannot make a decision away from friends like William Ruto. I'll prove them wrong. I am absolutely my own man, and proudly so.
But in politics, you don't stand alone, and you say third force has some partners. It sounds a lot like Third Way Alliance.
No. We are
any names that you can give as to who? Any more names? Because you've given a couple as to who is behind this third force. You say you have a week to the launch. Is it clear whether you'll be offering a presidential candidate?
Mark, let me, first of all, I must apologize for having mixed up the names.
Yes.
But let me first of all make it very clear that our movement has got nothing to do with the Third Way Alliance.
Okay.
Absolutely. We have nothing to do with the party associated with my classmate Ekuru Okot. That was my classmate in law school. And I wish him well with the Third Way Alliance. And in fact, our political party is not called Third Force. No, Third Force.
What is it called?
Third Force is merely a description of a political formation that is neither CORD nor Jubilee, because we reject this notion of either or, that either you are in CORD or Jubilee. The Constitution is anchored on the spirit of plurality, yes, of political belonging.
Well, everyone is asking then, Third Force, because that's what they associate you with.
That is merely a
What
description.
is the name of the party that you will launch in a week's time?
Mark, you don't expect me to sit here and kill the expectation.
It's worth the try.
No, you're not gonna get me to that.
Okay.
In a short while, we are going to be making that clear. Of course, we are aware that there is a lot of expectation. People want to know where are we headed, and all I can say is that sooner rather than later, we will be answering that question.
Right. Are you going to offer a presidential candidate? And can you give us numbers as to who is with you in this?
First of all, of course, the media and a lot of people have turned this out to be an Ababu thing. I want to tell you that this is not an Ababu
stands
thing.
alone.
Ababu does not stand alone. There are a lot of people.
You just said it right now that you are.
No, I'm my own man. Saying that I'm my own man does not mean that I stand alone.
Right.
Being my own man simply means I'm nobody's project.
Okay. So
I'm
this
nobody's
project that you talk of.
Yes. I mean I'm nobody's project.
Give us the numbers.
We have at least 10 members of parliament that have already ascribed to this. Mm-hmm. We have grassroots leaders from across the whole country in all regions, including Central, Rift Valley, Nyanza, who are already part of this. And these will be seen on the day when we unveil this vehicle that we are going to drive to election 2017. And as to the decision of whether we are going to have a presidential candidate or how we are going to play our cards towards 2017, that is not a decision that it belongs to Ababu. It's a collective decision.
All right.
It's a decision that is going to be made by the leadership of that political formation.
You've mentioned plurality and to the ends of Third Force. What are you going for? Is it to weaken the influence of CORD in western and coastal regions? Because that's what you've said. It will actually cause some ripples there. Is that the aim?
Mark,
to what end?
Mark, the primary purpose of any political party is to seek power and to exercise that power in the service of the people, in the service of the nation. So we will be entering this jungle, we will be entering this field to hunt. We will hunt, we will seek to capture territory that today is already in the hands of other actors. There is no terra nullius there. Lawyers call it terra nullius or vacant space. There is no vacant space out there. So we will seek to capture space from Jubilee. We will invade Jubilee territory. We will invade CORD territory. The next stop for us, for instance, is Eldoret and Marakwet in Rift Valley. We've just come from the coast, and we will be in Rift Valley. We are headed to Kiambu. We will be selling our agenda across the length and breadth of this country. So whether territory is currently in the hands of Jubilee or CORD or whoever, we will seek to capture a part of that territory.
As much as you seek to capture, as we wrap up, would you consider cooperation or partnership? You've expressed your frustrations with ODM and the leader, but you've said he's being misinformed and misadvised. If things were to change, would you be able to work with him and or the Jubilee party?
Mark, politics is a game of the possible. It's a game of the possible. And by the way, in this game, no permanent friends, no permanent enemy. I look at the CORD formation, for instance, and see Raila Odinga, Kalonzo Musyoka, Moses Wetangula, Johnston Muthama, and I look back at the coalition government and the tensions in the 10th parliament that introduced me to Kenyan politics and how those fellows related, and I laugh and I say, truly, politics is a game of the possible. So as we move forward, anything is possible.
All right.
But the primary agenda, the primary focus for us right now is to get our vehicle together, power it, and get it racing towards 2017.
Well, thank you very much. You haven't given us a name, but you say it is a game of
coming soon.
The possible.
Coming soon.
You gave us a week, yes. So we'll wait and
watch
see
this
within a week's time
yes.
whether this new party will be launched. Thank you for your time. There's much more we needed to cover, but because of time, we'll have to wrap it up here. We will be watching and we will be talking again and again as this unfolds. Thank you for being with us this evening.